So when I get home from work the other night, my neighbor's out waiting for me right by the fence. Harry, don't ride. Amazon driver come block my driveway. Park on street. I don't ride. He here 10 minutes. So I'm just like, oh my. I told him, dude, that's between you and this Amazon drivers that come up through here. So he set a trap. He parked his car down on the street instead of up in his driveway and left it there. So I come home from work the next night and it's still there, but there's a big scrape down the side, all white and blue. The USPS truck had sideswiped him. On the way home from work the other night, a tire starts going down on the old Accord. And I could tell I was either going to have to get some air in it or put the spare on. So I pulled into the gas station. Well, I went in and old Enos gave me $2 worth of quarters for the compressor outside. And I go out and I could tell there was going to be a problem pretty quick. Because when I put the quarters in, it sounded like they were falling into a bucket of water. And then I hit the button to start it, nothing. So I go back inside and ask old Enos, what's up? He's, well, I can't help you. I just rent to the space to the people who service the machine. I'm like, did you know it didn't work when you gave me quarters for it? And he says, yeah, I didn't know that's what you needed the quarters for. Like, oh. 14-year-old twins asked me the other day to come watch them play Fortnite. Now, I only had a vague idea of how the characters in the game works, but I said, yeah. Next thing I know, I'm watching Indiana Jones from the Temple of Doom romp through Springfield from The Simpsons. He's got Iron Man from Marvel backing him up. Oh, boy, what is this? Next thing you know, lightning strikes, the DeLorean from Back to the Future rolls up, and Batman jumps out. Now, I'm shocked, but my kids aren't surprised at all because that's my daughter's friend Amanda from school. All the while, Metallica's Black album is playing in the background. Then, just your cherry on the top, Marge and Homer show up briefly, and they're villains. Now, what is it? Who did this? My brother-in-law calls me a few days ago. He's over in Daytona, says he got stung by a jellyfish and needs a ride home. Now, this guy can't keep a job, so he has no money and way too much free time. So I said, how is it you got stung by a jellyfish when you can't swim? And he says, well, and then the truth comes out. He was drinking at a bar on the pier over there and met a girl. Started running up a tab. Well, come time to pay, he didn't have it, and he has her to pay. Turns out then she works for the bar. Her job is to find marks like him and get him to run up beer tabs. So a couple guys worked him over, then they tossed him off the pier. And I told him, okay, I'm on my way to come get you. There was a thunderstorm recently, and I was scrolling on my phone as it was happening, and I heard the strike that hit that took the Wi-Fi out, and I saw the icon disappear from my phone. And I immediately set a stopwatch going. You see, I have 4 teenagers, and there are certain things I can count on in this world, like the toilet paper roll always being empty, and there being no Kool-Aid in the pitcher in the fridge. And I was right. Within 45 seconds, the 4th one showed up to me to tell me what I already knew, that the Wi-Fi was out. My wife and I thought our 4 teenagers were old enough and mature enough to be left alone for a weekend. So we booked a 3-day cruise to the Bahamas. And boy, was I wrong. 2 days before we leave, I take a phone call on the landline at the house. It's a DJ confirming his booking for this Saturday night at my house. Says he was told to be ready to play for 200 people. And he's asking me about pyrotechnics out in my backyard. So I went ahead and told old Sir Skips-a-Lot that we're going to cancel that crap. And somebody's out some money. Yeah, old MC Spits on the mic says the deposit was non-refundable. I really enjoy this little independent gas station I pass each day on the way to work. There's no corporate affiliate or name, just a sign that says gas. And when you go inside, there's a pot where you can pull out live shrimp as bait for fishing right next to a kettle boiling pink hot dogs. It's the kind of place that the drinks in the cooler aren't quite as cold as what they should be. And you definitely want to count your change twice as you're walking out. You know, this guy still rents VHS tapes. And there's no sign or anything showing the price of gas. I guess it's just meant to be a surprise. So my brother-in-law stopped over the other day with a new car he'd bought and wanted to take me for a ride in it. Well, he's got a 1986 Ford Escort wagon. And the exhaust is smoking, the engine's ticking. It started out red, but it's a weird oxidized pink now. So we get in, start heading up the road, and right away he gets up 35, 40 mile an hour and it starts shaking. And I'm talking about a shake unlike anything I've felt before. Shaking like parts are going to be falling off of this car on the road behind us. Well, he backs off and starts running about 30. He looks at me and grins and he says, yeah, it's got a bent tie rod. He said, I only give $200 for it. I'm not in a hurry. Is he rolling up the road? I said, are you kidding me? You're going to try to drive up a state route with cars behind us going 30? No. Turn around, take me back home. I was standing in line for the Viking swinging boat ride in 1987. Now, we were in the next group of people to get on, and on the ride before us, as it's swinging, it got up to the highest apex, and somebody spewed. Projectile style, straight down. And he did it at the highest point, so it just rained down on the people below him. Well, we're all standing there aghast, as the ride comes to an end. These people all come staggering off, looking like they'd been through a storm. The carny running the ride walks over, grabs a little bucket of water, about half full, splashes it on the closest seat to him as if he cleaned it. And then he turns to us and says, okay, let's load the boat.